So first thing I'm going to do is just go into the customer card, and I am going to find Corey's Creative Concepts, and we're just going to go in and create an invoice. So I go new sales invoice. We'll scroll down, and I am going to select an item, add a quantity. And from here, if I post the invoice, what's going to happen in the background is it's going to use the contact information on the document and also on the customer, if you so choose in the settings, and it's going to shoot me an email with a payment link in there that I'm going to show you as soon as it comes over here. And here it already has arrived. So the email is working properly, and it was actually pretty fast, faster than I expected it to get over here. Drag that over to the screen, and you can see right here how quick my email came, and it has these click to pay links. So from here, what you would do, the customer would do, is they would click the click to pay, and it's going to bring them out to the payment portal. And from here, before I go in and make the payment, I just want to point out that you can whitelist this, and it'll have your logo. If I scroll down to the bottom, it's going to have information as to where your business is at. It also has nice links so that if a customer wants to go in and look at their open invoices, that has the option to click here to be able to go out and log into the portal to create a user. You can also add some additional information in here to get to your business website, and then a help email, or email if they have a collections or an AR account that you wanted them to email. All right, so just scrolling over here and going through the different options, you can see the total amount due is $980.78. In the settings, you do have the ability to allow customers to make partial payments. So if you wanted them to be able to pay $500 or whichever, they could do so by clicking the other amount option. You can also disable that, and if you want them to pay the full amount, then we would just leave that on like so. The ability to do ACH or credit card payments, you can turn on ACH or off. In this case, we're going to choose a credit card, and right away you'll see something that I don't know, it's fairly new, but you can add the convenience fee in. So if you want the customer to be taking a portion of the credit card fees that are charged from the processor, you can add that in here. And it can be any amount that you would like to charge, up to 3%. So in the settings, you can make the changes anywhere from 0 up to 3%. It gives them a notice as to that fee. And then if you keep scrolling down, I've got a card here that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to put in a dummy card. I'll add in the expiration date. And then as soon as you submit, it's going to go through the process, collect the payment. It's going to be a capture. And if I go back over to Business Central, you can see right now my invoice is not closed. If I just do a refresh, you can see now my invoice is closed. What happened there when we collected the payment is it created the cash receipt in Business Central, applied it to the invoice, and then it closed the invoice just like that. Very cool. All right, so now I'm going to go back in to my Corey's Creative Concepts, and I'm going to create another invoice. So one of the items that I just am briefly going to mention is we have a point of sale option where you can have a Clover device, and if you have walk-in customers, there's the ability to attach it to Business Central, so they walk up with their credit card. You can tap their credit card on it, and it will collect the payment in here. You can also do that manually. So when you create the invoice with a walk-in customer, or you have a customer on the phone that wants to order something, you can get the invoice up and created. I'll post it. I'll open the posted invoice, and from the screen you can go to Actions, iPayments. If I had the point of sale system turned on, you would be able to click the point of sale option there too, and that's when it would connect to the Clover device. And from here, I have the ability now to either take a card that they have saved with us. And I'm just going to point out now too is our application is PCI compliant. We don't store any personally identifiable information as far as the credit cards go here. It's just a tokenized piece that we use to communicate back and forth once we have on the profile with our provider, Fiserv. And you can choose those profiles here, reuse one of those, or if you wanted, you could simply just go in and type in a credit card. And capture the payment. So pretty simple. Here's what the screen looks like when you're going to send out the email. So this is going to go out as a receipt, but the invoice would when it gets sent out like this, you have the ability to change what goes in the subject and everything. In this case, it's a payment, and it's just sending the customer the receipt. And you can see here that it shows the invoice number, the amount collected, and thanks them for doing business with us. I'll discard the email. And next I want to go out and I want to show you guys the customer portal. All right, so our portal uses APIs and OAuth authentication. So it's a real-time connection over into Business Central. When you get out here, we have the dashboard that just gives you an overlay of all of the different items along the left. If I click Open Invoices, you're going to have the ability to come in here and see all of the open invoices as a customer. Now is a good time too to point out that we have recently released a product called Document Dispute. So it gives the customer the ability to come over here and put a note on the invoice that they want to talk to somebody or they have questions on that invoice. And then what happens as soon as they add that note or the document dispute note, there'll be notifications in Business Central that the collection people can see. Once you're in the portal, the customer has the ability, again, this is a setting you can turn on or off where they can apply credit memos to the invoices themselves, or they can come in here and pick which invoices they want to pay. They can choose to pay those items, and it's going to pop open the payment window and give them the ability to make a payment on bulk invoices or invoices in bulk. Just going down the list here, there are open orders. Again, a direct connection. So if I were to go in, add another order into Business Central, click on the Open Orders button, it's going to pop right into the screen real time. You can see quotes. And if you do shipments, you have the ability to go down and see shipments from Business Central. There is also integration so that if you're using ISVs and you have shipping agents and tracking numbers on the items, you can show those as well. And then if you want to go back and look at your old invoices, you can see those in here by clicking the search. You can search by date or you can search by document number. And you also have the ability to go in and add additional payment methods. And I know we'll mention this again later, but a lot of these items that you see out here come from customers or partners like your requests. So we have a link out on our webpage where we gladly accept opportunities to enhance our product. So if you see something that would be nice to have, go out there, add it in, and we would love to review it and try and make it a part of the product. All right, so I'm on my customer card. So from here, once you have collection or advanced collections installed, you have the ability to go in and go right to collections from here. And then you can see your invoices, credit memos, and payments available to utilize right from here. I'm also going to take a step back and just show under the related screen how you can set up different options for your customers. So you may have a customer that you don't want to be included in collections, and you can disable collections for the customers. You can also see here's my collector. So I've set myself up as a collector for my own company, so I'm not too hard on myself that way. And then the different plan options. So you can have multiple plans in collections that you have run against the customers that we'll show here in just a little bit. And then down here, we use the contacts from Business Central. So you can see the reminder emails, past due emails that run from the collections plans here are assigned to go to me. And then you also have the check boxes for who's going to receive invoice emails and credit memos. All right, let's go into Collection Manager. All right, so I have set myself up so I am a collector for just one company, but I do have the ability to go in and look at other companies through collections as well. And to do that, all I have to do is go up to the collector, click on aging, and I can say show all because I also have the ability to manage other customers. And that should go through, and that's going to pull in the list of customers that we have in our Business Central sandbox. And you can see all of the different list of customers here. You can see the document disputes that I talked about in the portal, outstanding invoices, and if you scroll over to the right, there's our aging buckets. And I should have a notes column here with the number of notes. So if I wanted to see all of the different notes available on a customer, I could simply click on the notes field and it's going to open all those notes for me to look at. It also works with what shows up on the right side here in the information pane. So I've clicked on Corey's Creative Concepts. I can come over here, and if I just want to see information for the 1 to 30, it's going to just filter the list to show customers that have documents in that bucket. It also allows you, it has tiles to go in and click on the number of notes, and then you can see the notes. And if I want to get it back to the summary level, I can go back and click on the total amount to bring all of my customers back. Going in, I'm going to select a customer where I'm going to start going in and working through collections, and I can see I've got payments and credit memos here that if I want to apply those, I can click the select more and then choose the invoices that I want to pay. And you can do the payments directly from here by choosing make a payment. And it's going to pop open the window for you to apply credit cards or ACH. If you have credit memos in here, you can also go through, select the credit memo, select the invoice you want to apply it to, and apply the credit memo. If I go over to the left again, I can click on options, and then if you want to exclude a document from the collections plan, you can do so. You can email a salesperson, and then you can also assign an alternate collector. So if you have a customer that's not real excited about what's going on and you have an escalation option, you can assign and escalate that to another collector. You can add notes. So you can add notes on the actual document itself, or you can add a header note, which would be on the customer. There's our document dispute to show those. You can make a phone call from here through Teams. And then if you select a number of invoices, let's go through here and I'll select a few more. I want to unselect the payment though. And you want to, if you're not using the collections plans, you can select that and choose the email option here. Choose which notice you want to use and click OK. Choose your contact, and it's going to work on creating the report, and this is what's going to get sent to the customer. So you can see here it's got the 3 invoices I selected, the nice click to pay links. So once they get this email, they're going to be able to select the click to pay, go out and pop in their credit card information. I'll just go and show a little bit on the plans too. All right, from here, if I scroll down, I'm just going to go in and click on this 1 to 30 notification. And you can see it's when you set up the notifications, it's going to have our click to pay links, and you can customize this window with information that you want. So the longer the aging or the more the aging, the more aggressive you can get with your notices. And you can group these when you set up the plan. I'll go into our standard plan here. You can group the templates. So if a customer is in multiple aging buckets or has invoices in multiple, you can group it so they're only going to get the latest aging. Down at the bottom here, you can see if you have a due date coming up and the customer's not due yet, you can have a reminder email that gets sent out first. And then it's going to follow along and send the additional notifications to them based on the bucket that they're in. If you really want to annoy the customer and send them multiple emails, you can not group the templates and send them a message for every bucket. But I would recommend not doing that though. So once you're in the collections plan, I'll go back in there. And I just want to show that when you click on collector and aging, you do have the ability to change the number of buckets that show. So if you want to see 8 buckets of 30-day increments, you can do that. It's going to add those in. And then I need to go back to the aging window. My bad there. Go back here. That's where I want to do that. Collector, aging, and right now I'm going to change that to 8 buckets. And then it's going to take an open bucket and then add additional buckets so that you can see further out in the aging process rather than just have them all up showing 90 and over.